Hey YouTube, AU49er here. Please don't mind the messy room I'm renovating, and I'm forced to use a little less high quality camera because it's so hot lately that it ended up frying the battery in my camcorder because I left it outside or something. So I'm forced to use this piece of junk. So please mind the quality. But that's not important right now. What's important is that all of us, all our Sailor Moon fans out there, have finally heard the news that they're making a brand new Sailor Moon anime that's coming out sometime in 2013 in summer. And if you're like me, we're all excited about this. I mean, there's been probably 37 posts or tags on Facebook just on my thing, people tell me about it. There's like 20 of my friends on PlayStation, they're talking about it. Now, I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, and even though I'm a guy, and that's hard for anyone to admit, but I'm really excited about this, but I'm having a little bit of concern here, and here's the problem with it. I'm worried that they might end up doing what they did with Sailor Moon back in 95 when it came out by DIC, and I'm afraid they're going to end up censoring it or, tone the language down or tone the violence down like they did before, but according to everyone saying that they're not going to do that, so I'm a little worried, but not that worried. Will it be better than the original? I have no idea because the original was a hard one to follow up on, but um, they're saying that it's gonna follow the anime. I mean, it's gonna follow the manga more. And if that is the case, then we're gonna get almost a whole completely different type of storyline with it. So the thing is, I posted some comments on a YouTube video about this. I was talking about how Sailor Moon was holding up and how it would hold up today in today's TV with all like every other shows, SpongeBob, iCarly, whatever, and how I'm wondering how it's gonna hold up here because usually when a Japanese show comes out, it usually just comes out in Japan first for a few months, then comes here. So I don't know if the thing is going to come out in 2013, if it's going to come out in Japan and we're going to have to wait a year, like till 2014, or if it's going to be a worldwide reveal. I think they said it was going to be on Wikipedia. They updated it like 2 days ago that they were going to, it's going to be a worldwide reveal. If that's the case, that'd be freaking awesome. I would love to get the original voice actors back who played, the Sailor Scouts. But the problem with that, we all know that there was multiple voices for the Sailor Scouts. I know there was 3 for Serena, then 2 for Ray, 2 for Mina, 2 for Amy, and then and I liked it because Lita, Sailor Jupiter, was my favorite. I liked it because she was the same voice actor for the entire series. So that's what I liked about it. So I'm hoping that they'll get them back. So we'll see what happens because we all know that past animes who've made a comeback have had the same voice actors. So I'm hoping for that. That'd be great. So I just thought I'd take a minute to see how Sailor Moon would hold up in today's, because I told her I'd make a post video about this. The thing is, people have always been complaining about how DIC totally butchered Sailor Moon when it came to the US. Now, granted, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad that everyone has to complain about it. Now I want everyone to think for a second. Things worked differently back in 1995. Growing up in the 90s, I know what it was like. And when they brought it over, they needed more kid-friendly shows, and they figured, okay, we'll take Sailor Moon, dub it, cut it down, and make it a kid show. Now, think about it. Don't think about it like you were a teenager. Think about it like if you were a 7-year-old. Now, when you compare it to a 7 and 8-year-old fan base, the show is actually pretty good. I mean, yeah, when you compare it to the Japanese, it sucks, but for what it was, a 7-year-old show, it was decent. There was something else. So if you compare it to the Japanese, it sucks, but I thought it was good. They had a good music. Music wasn't bad. I have the opening theme on my PSP. The voice actors, like I said, they were pretty decent. They matched the characters, right? They did an okay job, so I'm hoping for it. But the thing is, you have to think about this for a second. That would you want your 7-year-old or 8-year-old seeing all, so like people getting impaled by spikes and stuff, and then like that one scene where Ray slaps Serena across the face. Did you really want your 7-year-old to see that? That's some heavy stuff for a 7-year-old show, you know. So for what they did, it was an okay 7-year-old show. But what they should have done, and I know a lot of people would agree with me about this, is that they should have just left it alone and made it a TV-14 show at the time. That way, we would have a USA dub of it, and it would have been completely untouched, and that would have been great. But we didn't. But as a 7-year-old show, it's fine, you know. So yeah, it's not great, but it's good. It was good. You know, we all grew up on it. It was okay for a 7-year-old show. So then we got the Japanese version, and we all know that's so much better. Yeah, but real quick here. So I'm thinking that with all the DIC dub, with everything considered, you gotta give it at least like a 7 out of 10. I don't know, it's pretty good. It's not bad, and it's not great, but it's okay. So the Japanese, it had so much more going for it. That's why it's so much better. It had more emotion, more drama, more suspense, you know. So that's why I love it. And the music, which is top notch. That Moonlight, I can't pronounce, like Destinu or something. If anyone knows how to pronounce that, please leave a comment. I have no idea how to pronounce that because I never heard anyone say it. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, it had good music. The voice actors were good, you know, for Japanese voice actors. I liked them, you know. And they all had their different personalities, and that was great for a kids show, you know. And it was great because it was aimed towards teenagers in Japan, so we were able to connect with it a little bit more. So that's what I liked about it. So if anyone wants to watch Sailor Moon in Japanese, there's a great website for free that you can go watch all 5 seasons, every single episode in Japanese for free. It's animeseason.com. That's how I got back into watching it. You can watch every episode for free and every season, like 1 through 5. So it's great. So check it out. I see it because when it first came out, I was actually ended up watching Sailor Moon S because at the time it was the year 1997. So I was about 6, almost 7 years old when it came out. So yeah, but then after that, but I was more into Dragon Ball Z because, you know, we all know Dragon Ball Z was a guy show, not a girl show. That's why I never really got into Sailor Moon that much, but I'd watch it if there was nothing else on because I thought it was decent. But then after that, Pokemon came onto the scene, and that swept everything up, and I was into that for about 3-4 years. Then after that, it just completely left my mind about Sailor Moon until I ended up getting internet back and got a PS3 back in 2007. And I ended up getting back into Sailor Moon, and I ended up watching all 5 seasons in Japanese. I watched all the movies in English, and I watched the first season in English. Which reminds, I need a favor. If anyone knows where they can find seasons 2, 3, and 4 in English dub, please leave a link or something in the comments or where I could find it, because I cannot find seasons 2, 3, 4 in English dub anywhere. I found the first one, but I cannot find 2, 3, 4. I don't know why. It could be a copyright issue, but it'd be kind of weird since they have the first, not 2, 3, and 4. But anyway, if you know where I could find those, leave a link or whatever in the comments below. That'd be great. Yeah. So but even Japanese, Japanese Sailor Moon still had its flaws. Now I'm just nitpicking at this, but like for example, like a fight scene would be too short. They would have like one fight scene an episode, and it would last like 3 minutes. And sometimes the scene would drag on just a little too long, like maybe by like a minute or two, or like the scene would go too fast. Like I can't like think of any examples, but there would be like a scene or two where they would like talk, and then like the whole point of the scene would just go by really fast, and you really didn't get it. But besides that, nothing really different. Yeah, so yeah, just nitpicking about some things. The music, which is great. The voice actors were good. So just nitpicking aside, but the thing is, for a show to be perfect, it has to appeal to boys and girls. And Sailor Moon in Japan really appealed to girls more than boys. I mean, there were some boys, but it wasn't like a 50-50 thing like it should have been. It was more like a 70-30 thing. So, but it should appeal to everyone, boys, girls. Like if you're 17 or 7, it should appeal to everyone. That's what makes the show great. So, but Sailor Moon Japanese, I love it. So I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10, just for the nitpicking and 1 or 2 little problems. But besides that, it's still great. I still love Sailor Moon. Yeah, you know, like I said, I grew up with it. So, yeah, so like I said, I'm worried that if they might screw it up like they did with Kai. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Dragon Ball Kai, but the thing is, they were supposed to like have it like a reanimated or whatever, like trying to do a Sailor Moon, like reanimate like a new style, but they just ended up like high definition the anime from before, and they cut out like 60 episodes of anime. Come on, that's like, I think someone said they were trying to go for a shorter show, but they cut out so much stuff. Like, you know, that's what made Dragon Ball Z great, was the suspense and all the fight scenes. So that's why Dragon Ball Kai is not that. It's good, but it's just okay. So I'm hoping they won't do that with Sailor Moon, because we all know like this, like every season was only like 50 episodes. So if they end up cutting like 20 episodes out, we'll pretty much get not a lot of story done. But yeah, but they're doing the manga, so we're gonna pretty much getting like a completely brand new animation. It'll be really cool to see what they look like in CGI, and instead of like, you know, hand drawn. Even though hand drawn's good, but you know, it's just like everyone's curious to see what they'll look like, you know, in today's technology, which will be really awesome, really awesome. Yeah, so that's my rant for now. I'm gonna talk about the other two seasons in future episodes. So tell me what you think. I'm really curious to think who were your favorite scouts of the inner scouts. We'll get to the outer scouts in the future episodes, but just for now, tell me who's your favorite inner scout and why in the comments below, and we'll go on from there because I have a few cool little, like, if you continue watching the video, I'll give you some really cool websites where you can get like free music and free other stuff. I'll put that in my future vids, you know, just a little something to keep you going to my vids. Okay, well that's it. I'll see you guys in part 2, and we'll talk about Sailor Moon R. I'm out.